All right, first, welcome back to the show. It's the third segment of the cut tonight. And, I learned when I first got into radio, folks, back in 2007 with the mighty Sports Radio 610, CBS Radio. I learned that some of the best radio occurs off the air, and you never see it. You never hear it.
Right.
Of course, you never see it as radio, but you never get to hear it. Well, there are also some components to that theory that apply to the TV. And if you think Cowboy fan over here says some ridiculous things on camera, he is ridiculous on steroids off camera. This man.
Hold on.
Folks, we were having a friendly little conversation, as we often do within the walls of HMW, and we were discussing Andre Johnson's Hall of Fame potential, blah, 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 blah. And everything was, reasonable. Maybe didn't agree on every single angle or player that was, but it was respectful, It was respectful to the other person. Look how he's looking at me. You know what's coming. It was respectful. It was respectful to the next man's level of intelligence. You know what I mean?
Bartender, don't serve this man no more
Then
drinks.
all of a sudden, he who drinks spiked tea says Terrell Owens is the second greatest receiver of all time. He says that Terrell Owens.
I said you have to separate the idiot from the football player. On the field, his numbers speak for themselves.
His stats do bear
His stats
that.
speak for themselves.
And the eye test.
Separate the dude that was doing sit-ups in the driveway from the player.
First of all, I got mad props for T.O. I love T.O., but I don't know that T.O. is the... See, the problem is Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. For me, that's the problem. See, that's the problem. Me personally, I can't put Terrell Owens above Michael Irvin, not me.
Whoa.
Man,
I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm sorry.
I just can't do it. I mean, Michael Irvin was the
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Michael Irvin was the
But
talent for talent.
At the time,
what are you basing this on?
there was nothing that was ever
We are the
seen.
HMW Creeps, by the way. HoustonMediaWatch.com. Go check out the blog. I'm Craig Shelton. This is Richard Walker and Angelo Lawford. Check out the blog.
Hater.
HoustonMediaWatch.com. Get back to this.
At the time, there was not a physical specimen at the wide receiver position.
Agreed.
Like Terrell Owens.
Agreed.
He got off the ball better than anyone else in the league. He separated better than anyone else in the league. A little bit questionable on...
Wait a minute, slow down. He got off the ball
better
than anyone else.
Anybody in the league.
Okay, now how do we make this... it's not that I'm disagreeing. I'm trying to figure out how do we make this applicable in our argument in regards to the second greatest of all.
I'm talking about, his complete...
So who was in the league with him at that time that was on the level of comparability? T.O., Randy Moss. Who else would you complete? Because you don't really...
I would say
Andre Johnson's not that era.
A young Fitzgerald kind of creeped in there towards the end.
Well, then Andre Johnson is in that era.
You can put him in there, but Andre Johnson was not on Terrell Owens' level, man. Come on.
An old Chris Carter, maybe.
Chris Carter was a great, he had the best hands era, but I'm looking at the entire
I'll tell you what
package.
though, numbers wise, stats wise,
you can't argue with it.
It's not a far fetched.
Well, hell,
it's not far fetched.
If
you take out the year or two that he played with Steve Young, with Steve probably didn't even remember because he's probably concussed most of it. You take out that.
Was wrong.
I'm sorry, Steve. Hey, you don't probably not remember.
Concussion jokes.
Sorry. Anyway.
My vision's a little blurry right now, but
you take
after
that
that T.O. come in, I feel like I'm concussed.
You take that out. The only decent quarterback he's played with is Donovan McNabb. Yes, Tony Romo, I'm tossing you in there too.
Well, Andre Johnson played with David Carr and Matt Shaw.
I mean, I'm just saying.
This is not Andre Johnson thing. This is a T.O. second greatest of all time.
When you look at
numbers wise, it's not far.
Numbers wise, you can't.
But the eye test, though, is still.
Sorry, Randy.
But the irony.
We need a sponsor that does what is it? Neurology.
Neurological.
Yeah, a neurological researcher. We need sponsors like that on this show. People that can have us come to their office and demonstrate on us what it is they do. We need sponsors like that. We can also use a witch doctor. Because you evil, man.
How am I evil?
I mean,
How am I evil?
It's not that far fetched.
It's not.
It's not that far
Thank
fetched. To be honest.
I think it is.
Wow.
Because as good as I know T.O. was, and as much as I'm a fan of T.O., because you know that media stuff don't bother me about T.O., you know that. But you see, you can't separate the personality of a player from his game.
Why not?
Because it affects his game.
How did Terrell Owens being a jackass impact him on the field?
Set yourself up.
How did it impact him on the field?
How did it impact him on the field? How did it impact the entire locker room? How did T.O. in the theater that became T.O. affect him on the field? Of course it affected him on the field. It affected
his numbers don't show it.
Yeah, I think his numbers do show it.
Towards the end, as he got older.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but in his prime,
I mean, that's when he created the most drama. It seemed like the more crap he created, the better he got on the field. As crazy as it sounds.
I don't think you can separate the two. I just don't think you can separate the two. You can make an argument that you can separate the two.
If we're looking for good character guys, maybe we should put Corey Bradford in the top 10. He's a nice guy.
You all can cuss.
I'm just saying.
We have bad
I was being sarcastic.
We have bad people in the office. We have old bigots.
Yeah.
Felons.
Joe Namath is drunk right now.
We got Joe Namath is not a bad person. We have bad fathers. You know, we have all kind of people in the Hall of Fame. So maybe
we got killers in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe I'm wrong in my. I was trying not to go there.
I'm sorry.
I did not want to drop Orenthal.
Filter fell off.
I don't know. Maybe I'll take the Russell Simmons high road and admit I'm wrong. But I just think maybe it's very difficult for me to think of Terrell Owens in terms of being the second greatest receiver in the NFL, because that means it's arguable that he's number one. Because hold up, because unlike basketball, there's no consensus. You know, well, yeah, it is. Because I don't think there's anybody
that you can make a logical argument against Jerry Rice.
And Jerry Rice has all the accolades, all the championships.
It just doesn't seem like it is the same in basketball as it is in football, but it really is.
But I can understand the Moss or T.O. at number two.
But like in baseball, you know, you have to go with Babe Ruth because not the home runs, because of the home runs and the pitcher.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I guess there are three guys that. Well, but we're talking about a particular position though with football. We're not talking about the greatest football player all time.
I think the problem is.
Unless you want to say something really ridiculous and look into that camera right there, Richard Walker, and say that Terrell Owens is the second greatest football player of all time.
No. I said he's the second best receiver of all time. He is the second best receiver of all time.
And
what?
And I think that's not far-fetched. And I think the problem is that when you think about T.O.,
you see how they shut down?
When you think about T.O., when you think about T.O. and Moss, you don't think about their football necessarily first. So that's what makes it.
Oh, he don't hear what he want to hear, man.
But you know, more so with
but
Moss,
that's what
because
makes
Moss
it,
has been able to maintain his career. You know, Moss is still, you know, he was able to maintain his career and get on rosters.
Right.
And matter of fact, he was courted to come back.
Right.
You know,
I know it's anecdotal. But just think of what T.O.'s numbers would have been like. He'd have just shut his damn mouth.
No, you don't seem to be speaking in those terms. You seem to be speaking like you're being pretty certain that what you're saying is what it is.
I'm just saying, you know, given the fact that he had all the drama around him,
I'm doing my
that
punches
he created
right now.
Yeah. And he was still able, as you said, to completely
for my quarterback. I just don't have a quarterback.
and still literally be, at the time, arguably one of the best, if not the best receiver in the league for a extended amount of time. It says a lot about the type of player he was.
I know as a baby you was probably too big for your parents to carry you around, but by chance were you carrying them around and you tripped and fall, fell and hit your head? Or, you know what? You may be right. You know, he's so good. I watched him. I saw him.
He's one of those guys that could be a complete jerk and get away with it.
Yeah, you know,
it didn't help the end of his career because he's at home now when I think he can still be playing. But
it's one of those deals that when somebody says it and then you start looking at it and making the argument, I'm not saying I agree in totality, but you like Angelo say, it's not like
it's not ridiculous.
Out the stratosphere.
Yeah.
But it's something that I would never come up with on my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would never come up with that. But then if you ask me to sit down and do top 5, still, it's difficult to make a top 5 all-time receiver because there's so many. I mean, Sterling Sharp. Who could stop Sterling Sharp when everyone knew where the ball was going?
Right.
It was just Sterling Sharp.
Yep.
Right.
You know, it was like handing Earl Campbell the football. It's like, you know, we know he's going right or left, either inside or around the corner.
Not a damn thing you can do about it.
We got 11 people to stop it. But we'll have to, maybe we'll do a little bit more analysis. Maybe we'll get some outside opinions. Maybe our good friends like John Harris, Jerome Solomon, you know, other contributors to the show. We kind of get everybody in the mix on this thing with T.O. That's why I love doing this, man. That's what sports is all about. And stuff like this is what has built relationships of the guys in W. Right now I'm going to distance myself from one of them. But nevertheless, it is what it is. We'll be right back. Let's cut.